Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Fabiola.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. Thank you, fellow Toastmasters and guests, for your time and attention. A very well-known Chinese proverb states, "A journey of 1,000 miles begins with one single step." This Toastmaster speech is mine. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Fabiola Margarita Gutierrez Lopez. I was born in Guadalajara, Mexico. I grew up in California, and I am a military wife, which is what brought my family and I to beautiful and colorful Colorado.
I joined
Toastmasters to reclaim my voice. And I hope that this is a group where it can be conducive for me to grow. My goals are to learn how to organize my thoughts, express them clearly, and be able to communicate them confidently and in a captivating manner. By the end of my speech, my hope is that all of you feel that you know me a little bit better, that you know where I'm coming from, and where I'd like to head with all of you on my Toastmasters journey. When I was a little girl, I was a natural extrovert. I was confident, trusting, kind, and curious. I wasn't afraid to spark up a conversation with our elderly neighbors, or spontaneously begin to dance in my parents' living room to my favorite song as I imagined the couches were filled with an audience that was applauding me. I was me, and I wasn't afraid to show it. As time passed, I quickly learned from my environment that quiet, passive girls were perceived as good and the right way to be. So I began to morph myself accordingly in my search for love, acceptance, and approval. I still remember the day this all changed. It was a beautiful afternoon in Guadalajara, Mexico. I was skipping along the street with my aunt and my mom, feeling happy as can be. I remember my heart feeling full on that particular day as I looked to my mom and my aunt, seeing two strong, beautiful women. I felt as though the sun was shining just for me and was smiling upon me. I was skipping along when suddenly I overhear my aunt say to my mom, "Why is your daughter like that? Why can't she be more like her cousin Maria, who is quiet and calm?" I remember that in that moment, my aunt's words seared my heart with the words "wrong" written in capital letters. I recall feeling confused. Confused like when, as an adult, you're speaking to another adult and you think they're well-intended, but all of a sudden they jab at you with a passive-aggressive remark when you least expect it. Except I wasn't an adult. I was a child. And as a child, I figured if an adult said that I was wrong, then it must be true. I was wrong for being me. The curious girl in me didn't die that day, nor did my trust in humanity or in kindness. This experience with my aunt on that beautiful day in Mexico only fed my curiosity to better understand people, what made them to be the way they were, and even to better understand myself. I wanted to know what made people be the way they were. This curiosity led me to major in psychology with an emphasis in child development. Although my deepest desire at heart was to become a professional dancer, I had a deeper and greater need for understanding myself and others better. I worked over 10 years in the mental health sector, where I advocated for people who had fallen a victim to the cycle of pain and abuse due to their trauma and pain. I later obtained a master's degree in education with a specialty in guidance and counseling. due to my deep passion to help people discover their strengths and tie them to a career that might be fulfilling, whereby not only they can be better versions of themselves, but also they can impact the people around them positively. I now see that my aunt's words on that beautiful day in Guadalajara, Mexico, were not as powerful as I perceived them on that day. I understand now that her words were a simple projection of her own pain. And although I understand all of this cognitively, I continue to struggle between being my authentic self and the girl I should be. So here I am, taking my first step of courage and commitment to seek and find my own true voice. As I approach the end of my speech, my hope is that all of you feel that you know me a little better, understand my heart's intention to give myself the space to walk freely and be fully me. I also invite all of you to reflect upon which childhood experiences in your life have led you to beautiful inspirations for change and growth. And because all great journeys commence with one single step, I thank you all for walking with me today on my journey, fellow Toastmasters.
Woohoo! Excellent. Bravo.